We must stop this constant hate and fear of each other. This is how the PNM friends and financiers maintain control. They create chronic fear against each other, and they manipulate and dehumanize everyone. And they create this false race bogey that the UNC is anti-African and paints the UNC as a threat to the survival and prosperity of Afro-Trini. They have started that narrative. They see elections are coming. You see it in the writings of their paid columnists and their trolls on the social media. The Indo-Trini must acknowledge that the Afro-Trini was wronged by these acts. We must understand that. And it is also difficult for many Indo-Trinis to get land and ownership now. It is a more difficult task because of historical disputes.
Ladies and gentlemen, last night I was asking the public of Trinidad and Tobago, is there racialism in and out of politics in Trinidad and Tobago? Viewers, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. For those of you that are having spiritual problems, feel free to contact me, 339-1670. You can also call my office, 237-3135. Those of you that have properties to sell or looking for a property to buy, you can also contact me, 339-1670, or my office, 237-3135. Those of you that have properties and would like to advertise it for rent on Real Talk, you can also contact me. I want to say a special good night to you, Trinidad and Tobago, viewers of the Caribbean and around the globe. Remember, you can catch us on Facebook and YouTube. Now, viewers, that was our former Prime Minister, Ms. Kamala Persad-Bissessar. Now, I was looking at our Honorable Prime Minister's speech last night and listen to what he had to say, viewers.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm simply responding to what has been put on the table as the politics of this country. She, for 5 years, oversaw land distribution in Caroni. She must tell us how much of that land she gave African people. She had, and Munilal, created a program called Land for the Landless and gave out land to their constituents only. Not a soul in Diego Martin, in Port of Spain, in Tunapuna got 1 foot of that land. But some handler of hers tell her that this is an emotive issue and black people want land, so come on the platform and offer to give them land and all sins are forgiven. Well, let me say something to black people in this country now. If that is the kind of politics in Trinidad and Tobago that is so transparent, if that becomes effective and you can be encouraged not to participate in the electoral process so that somebody else could win and come and thief out the treasury again, then what you get, you take.
Now, viewers, the former Prime Minister talked about race. Here we have our present Prime Minister talking about the black people. A couple years back, this is what a deceased Prime Minister had to say.
I see hate. Mr. Speaker, I see bitterness. Mr. Speaker, I see acrimony. Mr. Speaker, I see animosity. And Mr. Speaker, I see a man completely out of control. Completely out of control, Mr. Speaker. That is what I see. And that problem is not a new problem to me, you know. I was aware of the tendency for the honorable to go out of control since 1987. Argue your case. Everybody has a chance to do it. But not like my good friend. The minute you oppose my good friend, Mr. Speaker, the minute you oppose my good friend, he gets very, very angry. And if you oppose him strongly, Mr. Speaker, he becomes a raging bull. And that is what this government is not prepared to act. That is what it was. We just were not prepared to act.
Now, viewers, our deceased Prime Minister, Patrick Manning, was informing us about our present government leader, the Honorable Dr. Keith Rowley, as a raging bull. Now listen this. We have our Indian Prime Minister, a former Prime Minister, Ms. Kamala Prasad Bisesa. We have a black man as our present political leader and the leader of the government in Trinidad and Tobago as a black man. Now don't get me wrong, I mean nothing by it. I'm making it very clear, but I'm bringing it to the point. We have our deceased Prime Minister, Patrick Manning, which is also a black man, warning us of a black man. That is our present Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley. Now listen this. According to the COP leader, Ms. Caroline Sipasad Bachan, why are we discussing race? Why is there a race issue between the present government and the past government? Why? This is Trinidad and Tobago. We are all black. Come back to me, guys. We are all black. I am an Indian, but I am black. I am not a white man. I am not a red man. I am a black man born in Trinidad. Why are we discussing race? Why are we causing a racial division between the people? Why are we doing that? And our leaders, past and present, are not realizing what they are doing. Why are we doing that? So phone lines are open, viewers. 237-3135. I want to hear from you. Why are you answering back as a leader concerning black man and Indian with lands? You are the leader. Move on. Our former Prime Minister was the past. Move on. Now you want to talk about the black. Ms. Kamala Prasad talking about the black people. What you are about to see on screen is black people on the UNC government. Go ahead, guys. A black woman on the UNC. A black woman on the UNC. Continue. A black man. A black man on the UNC. Go ahead, guys. Keep it going. Another black man on the UNC. Keep going. Now, viewers, you are about to see Indians on the PNM side in government. Let's go, guys. So you see this race talk? Mr. Al-Rawi, an Indian in the PNM government. Call him Imbert, an Indian on the PNM government. Stuart Young, an Indian, all mixed in the PNM government. Franklin Khan, an Indian on the PNM government. So viewers, why is our former government and present government using a race thing to come at the people of Trinidad and Tobago? You all causing a division. You all are causing the Indians and the black to go against one another. Why are you doing that? Because on election day, is everybody voting? Call her good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead, sir.
I understand what you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying to a point of how it should be. But the fact of the matter is, I don't think politicians really create race. What politicians do, race, this country has a serious racial problem.
Exactly.
And unless we don't deal with it head on as to where it is and how it is, and we're talking about PNM and you, we have to look at if we want to talk about, look at the both party and see where racism really exists. The party that you used to hear from long time talking about race, they always talking this race talk from long time. And everything is about race. What is happening now, it is becoming, what is happening now, you're having a reaction now. That is what is happening. And politicians don't, these things are taught at home. People live that way. They practice one thing and they preach something else. And that is it. Unless we don't deal with it like that and say where it is really, it is always going to be this way because people are hiding from the truth. And I am an African person. And not because I'm an African person, I'm saying this, but anybody who has eyes to see will see.
Thank you.
The kind of thing that happened to African people in this country, or is happening. African people not getting business. They're not getting, nobody support the business as we support every other person's business. I want to go in, but it's a fact. And who don't want to admit that? I don't know. But unless that does not be addressed, this wouldn't change.
Thank you, caller. I understand what you're saying. But I gotta tell you something. If we have leaders in authority, and they're starting with these kind of things, and they're projecting it to the public, what do you think will happen? Caller, good night.
Hello?
Go right ahead. Hello? I guess we lost that. But understand what I'm saying. I have a team. Cameraman, come. Come. This is my cameraman. Watch my hair and watch his hair. You want to know something? Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension the Caribbean and the world, both of us are black. You know why? We are Trinidadians. Thank you. And that is my point. Why the race talk? Why the race talk? We are all here. Because I can tell you something, when them politicians eating duck and dal puri, it's duck and dal puri we eating too, So don't feel it's a different duck or eating and a dal puri, and we eating a different duck and dal puri, It's the same thing, So stop the race talk. Because I will load up all you as leaders, all there has to be some dancey head. Serious. All there has to be dancey head to be thrown out a race talk for the population. All they making all themselves like puppets. And other countries watching all you as leaders as puppets. As puppets. We're switching a little bit, viewers. Our Minister of National Security, Stuart Young. I am not afraid of the criminals, and no one is above the law. Viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but stay locked on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali. Consultant and real estate businessman.
Can't watch Real Talk on TV? Have no fear. You can also watch Real Talk on the go live on YouTube and Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali on YouTube.com and TT Real Talk on Facebook.com. Don't forget to like us and share us on Facebook. And subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell. Get your ad on the show that matters. Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's engaging, entertaining, and straight to the point. Real Talk brings the issues of the day to the people. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's local, regional, and international. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Get your ad now. Call 1-868-237-3531 or 1-868-339-1670.
Welcome back, Real Talk, viewers. Now, viewers, Trinidad and Tobago is on red alert. Now, according to our Minister of National Security, Stuart Young, he is telling the public, I am not afraid of you now. I am not afraid of the criminal. And no one should be above the law. Well said, Mr. Stuart Young. Now what I want to do is act on what you are saying. Let the public see that you mean it. Don't just sit down in a press conference and invite the media and talk. Act on what you are saying. Now we move into our commissioner. Our commissioner of police, Mr. Gary Gifford. Now, Gary Gifford is saying we must not harbor criminals. You must not. As a mother, if you know your son in crime, let the police know, because your son could get you killed innocent in your house. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead, sir.
Mr. Ali, I think you have it a little wrong there, you know. You see, when you do the right thing does happen. When you do the wrong thing does happen. When there's an elephant that has been existing in our homes in Trinidad, that elephant is the word racist, right? And what I'm saying is that I don't think the opposition leader meant racist. What she has been saying is that we must not think like that. We must vote for performance. And I think that is the point she has been trying to make. And we cannot hide from that issue. That has been taking place in Trinidad for years. When election morning come, because of William time come up, the Afro want to vote for a certain party, and the East Indian want to vote for a certain party. We have moved away that from a long time ago. But what has been going on is that when you didn't perform, when you didn't do nothing, you tend to return back to that kind of system in the past to try to instigate people to gain votes for that purpose. All are we Africans, Afro-Trinidadian, let me vote for this party. And this is what they have been trying to do. And she is trying to get rid of that system and get the people to think a certain way, which is performance. You understand? Thank you very much for your time. And that is what I understand what she was trying to do.
Thank you, caller. You have your opinion. Now, viewers, Trinidad and Tobago is placed on red alert because of the spate of criminal activity and the shootings that have been taking place in Port of Spain district. Port of Spain, Laventille, Sealots. And I am also saying that if the police come for you, do not resist your arrest. Do not resist being arrested. Like I always say, you are bringing another charge upon yourself. Another charge upon yourself. I've been saying, I've been saying this for a while now. You could be fined for at least $10,000 for resisting arrest. So now Trinidad and Tobago have been placed on red alert, I expect to see now a little more performance from the police service, a little more performance from our Minister of National Security. As I said, don't just sit down behind a table and invite the media and say you are not afraid. No. Come down in the streets, roll with the Commissioner of Police, let the people see that you mean it. Because Trinidad and Tobago, we have lost it. We have lost it. Caller, good night.
Dealing with the problem with race, we must remember we have to go to the root of everything to know the cause of it. Race is not something that is inherited. It's something that is learned, it's taught. Because children are born and they will play together. And unless we instill that value, where there's a difference, then they will learn it. What is happening now, it has filtrated to the higher levels, where it is a matter of divide and conquer. And we as citizens of a nation, where there are multiple races and mixtures, must not allow the higher authority to influence us to do evil. Because to perpetrate race in any sector, whether it's political, whether it's in healthcare, whether it's in anything in the judiciary, that is an evil act. True. Because then it separates mankind and says, God prefers some to others, and that is false. So we as individuals have to educate ourselves on our value as humans, and then the influence of those who want to bring things to separate will be ineffective. Have a pleasant night.
Thank you, caller. Now, we start from home. When we start from home and we come out into reality, we out of our house and we into reality. And when we hear our leaders like that, in a manner like that, our values that we are instilled from home and we come out into reality is where you're facing it on a daily basis. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead, sir.
Yes. I want to know what Patrick Mann have to do with the race topic that you're dealing with now. What he
all right, I understand what you're saying. Now let me explain it to you. Thank you. Our former government, Prime Minister and deceased, Mr. Patrick Manning, he was warning us about our present Prime Minister as a raging bull. You can't go to him with anything. He's like a raging bull. Good. Now remember, that is a black man, a deceased Prime Minister as a black man. Now we have our present Prime Minister, which is also a black man. Are you following me? Kamala talking about race and the black people, and he started talking about the black people and started this division thing. So the reason why I pulled back that clip was to let you know a black man telling the public and warning the public out of a black man. That is why I run that clip. So it wouldn't look like a race thing with me, Saeed, with Kamala, and with Mr. Rowley, but I went back to bring up something to show you all. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed. Good program as usual.
Thank you.
I listened to the Prime Minister's speech last night, and I was very disappointed, when he brought up that race issue. Because if he should be fair and tell the citizens what percentage of Indians got NHA houses and what percentage of Indians are employed in the Defense Force, in WASA and all of these agencies. So you have to be fair. I mean, we live together, the two major races live together in this country harmoniously.
Yes.
Right? The same thing with the doctors. He don't want to employ the doctors. Tell the nation this too, because the doctors them is Indians, 99% is Indians. So tell the nation that too. So don't bring up this race thing as election coming up. So you bring up the race card now. Very disappointed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend. And that is one of the reasons why. So the previous caller would understand. I am an Indian. I am also black. I am a Trinidadian. That is why I brought my cameraman here, camera guy, so that the public would understand. Saieed not picking sides. I am not of the race thing. And for a leader, do not bring that in the public domain. You are the leader. You are the leader. Caller, good night.
Mr. Saieed.
You're live on Real Talk, right ahead.
Saieed, we keep using the word race in this country to try to explain something and try to say something, but 90% of the people don't even understand why they're using that word in the first place. What causes the differences between the two major ethnicity in this country is really behavioral and cultural differences. And it's like one group have their culture and their way of life, they live a particular way. Another group have their cultural behaviors and way of life, and they live another way. And they would always see that somebody feel that how their way is better than the other ethnicity. And as we saw it, and who have eyes to see it, would know that the African community have always been oppressed and deprived of a better standard of living by their own leaders who were supposed to be guiding them and bringing them out of the
poverty.
The poverty and the lifestyle that they live so that they could improve themselves and be at par with the other ethnicities. Look, you don't see that happening with the 1%.
True.
Because the 1% know that here what? We have an opportunity here to empower ourselves, to enrich ourselves, to educate ourselves, and to move on. And let them keep fighting. And all we just have to do is to use the same people to oppress their people and to keep them there, so we would always be enriching ourselves and being at the top. You understand? And people cannot see this, but they keep on using the word race and racism because it is easy to say, but they just doesn't understand what they are saying. And once they can understand, it's a cultural thing, it's a behavioral thing, that, and the only way you get out of that is by educating yourself and trying to uplift yourself, and you have to start somewhere. You cannot be going and having 5, 6 children. You cannot provide for yourself. You cannot provide for one, and then you want to have 5 and expect to come out of that situation. And then when you go looking for handouts, and the other group will looking at this and saying, why it is they getting this and I getting it. So it always had that differences. But people don't want to come out and say here what is a cultural thing. And you have to change your culture, you have to change your behavior, because the world is moving on.
Yes.
And anybody who cannot move with the way that we are going and the way the world is going and how fast it is going, you would be left behind. And you would always be looking for the easiest thing to come out of your mouth, to try to explain that why you are there, why you remain there. And the first word that would come out from people's mouths would be the race word, racism and racial and everything race. But half of them, 99% of them doesn't even know what they're saying. They're quick to jump out and say, well, look, this one doing that and that one they're getting this one getting that, and because it's different, they put it as race. But it's not that. It's cultural and behavioral pattern. The world is moving forward, and if you don't get yourself in a gear and jump on board to move with it, you'll remain there and you'll continue be complaining over for the next 100 years.
Thank you, my friend. We are in Trinidad. You all are leaders. Set better example. Set better example. Outside countries are looking at us as puppet on strings. We are not talking about production. We are not talking about moving on. All these time is back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Why? Now viewers, shifting from that a little bit, Dr. Naya Dolly is saying NCC, National Carnival Committee, recently have been awarded with $25 million for Carnival. Now, they are asking for another $73 million. They have put in a request for another $73 million. Actually, $73.8 million. So now we're talking about Carnival, you know. We're talking about Carnival. We're here in tightening we belt. The economy hard. But for 2 days, I want you all to listen to the figures, you know. Listen to the figures. They have put in a request for another $73.8 million. So that brings us up 73.8 and the 25, almost $99 million. $99 million for Carnival of 2 days. Now that $99 million, if their request is granted, is an allocation of $139 million. If their request is being granted, they will get it. So it leaves $40 million less than what they're supposed to get. Now we have been hearing things are getting hard. Financial institute, central bank, we don't have money. Tighten our belt. Everything going up. But we have this kind of funds spending on our 2 days enjoyment. On our 2 days enjoyment. So you think about it, people. You think about it. People suffering, protesting. When a band leader come out with a costume, it's $5,000 and $6,000. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed. How are you doing?
Go right ahead, I'm fine.
Okay, I know you shifted from the topic already, but I think it's a really, really, really wise topic to bring across. It's a everyday situation in our country, regardless if it is under politics reasons or whatever. But I just say to the caller, I think it was the first caller that called, that a lot of the racism in this country did start from politics. It did start from our politicians and our leaders. Because the easiest thing to do is to separate us so that we could fight amongst ourselves. There's a big line that draws between different races in this country, and that is the norm. But the thing to them is class. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter about race. They are all knocking glasses together. They are all celebrating together while they are causing us to fight because of the segregation they cause between the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And to every person out there, I want you guys to know that we're supposed to be living in harmony. But when you separate a bunch of people, it is very easy to cause them to fight against each other. And the easiest thing to bring up is race. You this and you that and all of this and all of that. So that is all my piece tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear. $99 million for Carnival. Caller, good night.
So excited, I got through.
Hello? Hello? I guess we lost that one. $99 million for Carnival. And yet, I wonder if we could take some of that money and allocate it into the Ministry of Health. I just wondering something. So we could get more beds for people to lie down. More machines. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead.
Yes, I.
Go right ahead, my dear. Caller, are you there? So it leaves us to wonder, why all this money to jump up for 2 days, and then after that on 2 days now, when they get wounded, because we know Carnival does have incident. Carnival does have incidents. You go in by the hospital and you sit down on a chair. Can't get medicine. I wonder if we could take some of that money and pump it into the health sector. Caller, good night. Caller, are you there? So I was just wondering that. Yes, go right ahead.
I just wanted to say to you, look at the difference between the two leaders, Kamala Prasad and Dr. Rowley. Kamala Prasad provided in her meeting on Monday some solution to dealing with the youth problem. And that is the way forward. The current Prime Minister, Dr. Rowley, goes to Tobago and says exactly what he's been saying all the time preaching race. What did Kamala Prasad do for black people? That tells you the difference.
Thank you, caller. Now moving on from that view, from all the politics, we're going to talk a little bit about garbage here now. Ronald Roach believes that the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago should pay for their garbage disposal. In saying that, if the citizens pay for their garbage disposal, it will be easier for the Solid Waste Management Company Limited to work more efficient. Now it do cost a lot. It do cost a lot for solid waste. Just recently, garbage collectors from Princestown, they striked. They went on strike. They wanted a 40% increase in their salary. So if citizens pay, it will be easier. Now listen this. In the dump, they need to have excavators and tractors leveling the garbage. Now if each truck that enters in the dump pay, that money would go to swim call that would be able to fund and provide equipment for swim call to have their company running more efficient. Now, what do you think about that, viewers? Caller, good night.
And a very good evening to you, Saeed.
Evening to you, sir.
I just wanted to touch on the risk thing 1 second. Think about this very carefully. When you have a family member who has surgery at the hospital, and sometimes they would call and ask you, or they want family members to donate 5 pints of blood, right? Now that blood goes into the bank, and it's not necessary that your loved one would get that exact blood. They would get other blood in the bank that is of the same blood type. You think people who with these racist tendencies, I don't understand, because you think if something wrong with me, God forbid, I have a massive heart attack and I end up in the hospital, I would tell them that I don't know African doctors about me because I am. So people need to get away from that nonsense and try and live in peace, love, and harmony like this to be a long time. All the best. Continuing the good work, brother.
Thank you, my friend. See, there's too much of division because of our skin color and because of our hair. What the people failing to realize, all of us born right here. We are Trinbagonians. Caller, good night.
So the show, the side show?
Yeah.
Caller, you there?
Hello?
Hello, yes?
Can I get to speak to Mr. Saeed?
You're live on air, go right ahead.
Okay. Mr. Saeed, I would like to know how come you didn't show the clip of Mr. Pandu wonders about Kamala Prasad's successor. You didn't show that clip. I would like to see that clip as well.
I will get it, I will get it. I was looking for it. I was looking for it. Caller, good night. Caller, are you there? I was looking for that clip so the viewers would understand it's not a race thing, but I didn't find it. That is why I brought my camera guy here to show you the public. It's not a race thing with Saeed, and I am totally against that. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
How are you going?
Are you okay?
Well, the caller called there and say that it's a cultural thing, it's not race. I will say it's an ethnic thing and not race, because Eric Williams started this thing some years ago when he said we have Hukuma over here and tell you call you kind of minority, recall us a minority, and we from cowshed. All the time they say no kind of thing. I know Pastor Pandya and Kamala was prime ministers. I never heard them use words like that. I listened to a meeting in Brazil Monday night. Kamala was explaining history. She said, go back in the book, sit there. This is not my words. This is not my words. But she said that I will tell her something. There's people in the background in the PNM who are the financiers. This is what she was saying. They will plan to cause division. And all look out for it. I am telling all you now. Because they always do it. They call people Petro Singh. They tell people don't come into Calcutta ship. We don't need all of here in Tobago. And it is there to see. And nastiness that Prime Minister they have now telling people about women. Just now you put up some pictures there. Franklin Khan is not an Indian. His mother is.
I understand. No, but what I'm trying to show is the hair.
No, forget here. Them will, if you tell them that, they will get vexed. You can tell we will believe you because I dark skin and I'm a East Indian descent. But you can't tell Franklin Khan it is a lead, is an English engineer is his father.
I know his family very well.
What it is alleged, coming both and mother from England, she come here to lecture in Antigua and he was born there, it is alleged. This fellow called Faris Alwari is Iraqi. Iraqi is not Indian. I don't know how you call her Indian or Iraqi. Adogatu?
I hear you call her.
And neither church. You say what you hear, I have no problem with that. But if you tell them fellas that in your face, you got to run because they won't like that.
I understand what you're saying.
Have a nice night.
Thank you, my friend. Shifting a little bit, viewers. You all will love this one. You all will love this one. You will be fined $20,000 for lighting an outside fire. You know when we go by the beach, or we go by a river, like Quora, you know it's light your fire. When you go by the beach, you just set up your fire, and you just carry down your dock. You could be fined $20,000 for that. They consider that an outside fire. My job is to warn you. What do you think about that? People of Trinidad and Tobago, everybody like to go by the beach. When they go by the beach, you bubble a pot. Trini language. We go carry a duck. They consider it an outside fire and you will be charged $20,000 for that. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead, my dear.
I just want to let you know about, you are speaking about monies that being spent for carnival, right?
About?
Carnival.
Yes.
Excess money has been spending, even though the monies will be also going to the schools. And do you know the maxi operators only get September month salary from last year September, and This is February, and they haven't gotten a cent from the Minister of Education. Is he sleeping? Does he have a mind? Does he have a brain? Does he know these are poor people as well? Just like the farmers who are waiting and waiting for their monies. What can you do about it, Saeed? Please, say something.
You see, we're pumping all this money into Carnival for 2 days. For 2 days. For 2 days. And it have people here who still cannot get their salary. You allocate 1 billion for sandals. Thank God. TNT save $1 billion by the grace of God. $1 billion. Caller, good night.
Yes, good night, sir. How are you?
I'm okay. Go right ahead.
Yes, this is real ridiculousness concerning that outdoor fire, what has been implemented. This is a part of the culture. I mean, come on, let's face it. What are they going to take away next?
They consider that an outside fire. They consider it an outside fire. Now, me and my neighbor, we love to make outside cook. On a weekend, Saturday night, 3 block, some firewood, is that a chicken or a duck, and we cooking outside. Now I have to be careful, because we have to go to the back of the house now in case a police jeep pass and put up with 3 block and with firewood. And while we're cooking now, somebody has to stand to the side of the house now in case a police jeep pass, because the smoke would be coming up. So that is our entertainment. No more cooks at the beach. Cora, you know, when you go, you like to put up your pot. Everybody have something. When you go, every space have a cook. Now, you just have to go, walk with your food, take care of a bed, eat your home cooked food, back down the road. And that is the entertainment. Other than that, you go to the back of your house and you have somebody posted to the side or the front looking for when the police passing. I'm going to talk a little bit about this. I have a police partner. His name is Jerry. I had a B15, car show finish. And he's an officer and he also have a B15 car show finish. Drop low, 18-inch rims, music, DVDs, light up, fancy light. And recently he told me, he said, Saeed, I want you to touch on something. He said, police officers are giving individuals tickets because their vehicle are lowered. He said, I am an officer and I am telling you that is foolishness. Caller, good night. Caller, are you there?
Yes, hello?
Go right ahead, sir.
All right. I want to come back to the topic as the first topic as the Prime Minister said, land is not given up Diego Martin and north side. But County people, this is going to be 15 years now closed down. There was work. This was part of the package for the land. And up to this day, it goes to the present government, the past government, and no one cares about it. And all the politicians and then doing is just filling the pocket and more because everybody's supposed to get a part of a land, then they're having 2 and 3 lots, 2 and 3 residential lots, 2 and 3 of 15, 20 acres. And the poor people who really work for it, the Caribbean workers, never get a cent and never get the land. Right?
Yes.
Tell me something, that you think that's fair? 15, going in 15 years now. And as there was in this, as in the same topic, oh gosh, look, Carnival. The reason why the Prime Minister pumping all this money, You see how he come down to South and they with the young girl? That's the reason why. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, my friend. An individual went to a casino and lost $1,300, $1,300. Show the clip, guys. He drove off Price Plaza. What caused him to do that? Is it frustration? Is it because he was drunk? Or is it because he lost $1,300 and had no money to carry home? Sometimes frustration, this cause you to do things that you don't want to do. Frustration is a serious thing. Frustration will cause you to drink, and it will cause you to harm yourself and others. Frustration. It's sad. Many people, citizens of Trinidad, have been calling me and saying, Saeed, we are depressed. We are frustrated. What do we do? On a daily basis, I see people concerning frustration. Viewers, if you would like to have if you have a business and you would like to advertise on Real Talk, please get in touch with us. We have the cheapest package in Trinidad and Tobago. We are going for a short commercial break, but stay locked on. This is Saeed, this is Real Talk.
Get your ad on the show that matters. Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's engaging, entertaining, and straight to the point. Real Talk brings the issues of the day to the people. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's local, regional, and international. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Get your ad now. Call 1-868-237-3531 or 1-868-339-1670.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali. Consultant and real estate businessman.
Can't watch Real Talk on TV? Have no fear. You can also watch Real Talk on the go live on YouTube and Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali on YouTube.com and TT Real Talk on Facebook.com. Don't forget to like us and share us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. We have a little under 3 minutes left. You see, people just feel that when I come here, and I just say it often, when I come here, I don't just come here because I want to have a show, you know. I don't just come here because I'm knowledgeable and I just want to brag, you know. I come here to educate you, the people. That is why I am here. And this is something I just always say. Every day I see people. Every single day. I am a spiritual consultant. I do readings for people. I do spiritual work. And the kinds of things people just be going through on a daily basis, the only thing that's be running through their mind is suicide. And I have to be strong enough to talk you out of that. So that's why I always say, and I start saying it very frequent, how do we fix Trinidad and Tobago? How do we fix the crime situation? A murder is something you can't stop. A grudge, neighbors will kill you for that. Friends will kill you for it. Revenge is death. So how do we fix that? Like the incident that took place with the schoolboy. How are we going to ensure that that is not going to happen again? I was supposed to call the relative who called in last night, but I was so caught up at work today. I do apologize. I know you are locked on. I will try my very best to contact you tomorrow. Or you can come down to my office, Pierre Road and Charlieville, and we can sit down and talk. But I will try my best to get in touch with you because I want to know how the young man is feeling and what is the next step. Like I did say to the authority, I do apologize for the raw videos, but it is the reality. We will be out of time for tonight, but do join us tomorrow. This is Saieed Ali, this is Real Talk. Be safe and good night.